Hey, what's up everyone, Eva94 back with another action figure review. The time has come to finally take a look at the Marvel Legends Sugar Man Build-A-Figure from the X-Men Age of Apocalypse wave. Hopefully you guys checked out the 7 reviews that I did on each of the figures that were part of this wave. Just to go through it real quick again, it was Jean Grey, X-Man, Sunfire, Wild Child, Weapon X, Morph, and Dark Beast. There is 8 figures in the wave though, because there's a 2 per case of Weapon X. So you're gonna have an extra leg of this Sugar Man if you get the whole entire case. So you only need 7 to complete Sugar Man. Even though you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces to connect together to make the full figure. The arms come together, so we got a pair of arms with one figure, another pair with the other figure, and then we get the face and the front body with one figure, the back pieces with one. So they packed it in. They packed multiple pieces with a figure, so it wasn't spread across maybe 2 waves or something like that. You get it all in this one wave. So this is your free figure of the wave. Build-A-Figures are always kind of considered the free bonus figure you get, but it seems like they did substitute the accessories in this wave for this Build-A-Figure. Something that was very notable, I noticed right away when I was going over and reviewing these figures, was the lack of extra hands, alternate heads. There's not a single alternate head in this entire series or wave. There are alternate hands. Dark Beast comes with some alternate hands, and then if you want to count Weapon X, he does come with the alternate retracted bladed stub for his hand, but that's about it. Wild Child does come with a chain accessory, but in terms of hands and heads, like I mentioned, none at all. So I think it was due to this thing, and this thing looks pretty detailed, pretty nicely painted too, so this might be justifiable for the lack of accessories in the wave. So let's go ahead and build them. Now before I do that, if you are interested in this wave and building your own Sugar Man, you can do so by ordering a set from BigBadToyStore.com. Check out the links in the description below. Alright, and here we have our Sugar Man all built together, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this is actually pretty dope. Putting them together, getting them all in one piece, it's a really cool looking Build-A-Figure, very different, and I'm not really too familiar with this character to tell you the truth, but as an action figure, this is very unique, different, and pretty cool, you know, to be honest. It's a pretty cool figure, and it's very nice that Hasbro was actually able to pull this off. So he's a lot bigger than what he looks in the video and in pictures that you see. He's got some weight to him as well, and I did have some fear that these little stubby legs was not gonna hold the figure, but have no fear, he has no problem at all standing up. He's not gonna tip over or anything, which is pretty cool, pretty good. You know, I didn't expect that. I thought we were gonna have some issues with that, but he does hold himself up just fine. No problem there at all. And the detail and the paint is really well done. I love the face. The face sculpt came out very nice. The little pins right here came out very nicely painted too. They painted the little buckles right here and the main buckle on his belt. We have a little holster for the, I guess, Milner or hammer. This does say Sugar. Not really painted too much. They could have painted that, but you know, where it is painted, it does look nice. We get some shading on the back here, which we are going to take a closer look at the figure, so I'll show you guys everything up close, but just a 360 look of the figure right now. It looks great. I'm liking this a lot. So very nicely done. The arms are made so that you can alternate and switch them around, put them in any spot that you want. So if you want the pointing finger on the bottom instead of the top, then you can swap those. The peg holes are the same size. If you want the open hand and the hammer switched up, you want the hammer up top, you can do that as well. So no problem there. They didn't force you to have one look only in terms of the arms. So let's take a closer look at him. So up close and personal with Sugar Man here. We'll start with the tongue. It is in a fixed position. It's molded like this. It's a nice little S there for Sugar Man, right? The texture on the tongue came out real nice. Look at that. And the shine from the lighting just makes it look like it's wet and more realistic, I guess, if you want to think of it like that. Teeth came out good too. So let's focus on the teeth. I like that they painted the gums right above the teeth. That's cool. And if you look on the inside, or look, well, not the inside, but that's underneath the tongue, you can see the veins sculpted there. Good sculpt work there. So I'm trying to shine some light in there with my phone. It's going to be hard to focus on that, but you can see that they sculpted a uvula in there. So pretty cool added detail. I mean, they even went as far as inside the throat there and having a little uvula. I think that's how you say it. That little ball thing hanging from your throat. that's what's there. Okay. If you touch it, you puke. That's what it is. They sculpted that thing in here, so that's pretty cool. All right, enough looking at inside this dude's mouth. Let's go down to the torso and the pins here. You see on the straps. Got that Deadpool pin right there, a little Thunderbolt pin right there. Got the buckles, little mole there, and then the legs are nothing crazy on the legs, just blue. The nose and the eyes, I love that shading in the eyes. The eyebrows are sculpted very nicely too. Just the little details here, you can see all these bumps and moles on his face. Just adds some more detail, which makes it look better. Looks good. The hair and the horns look good as well. The arms, you see the texture on the arms came out well. These do have pins. There's the wrist band and then the rings on his fingers. Got some more on the one on top and some more on this one over here on the left. If I can get it in the frame. There it is. And then we have the hammer that says sugar on it. It's a marbleized plastic. They didn't paint this thing at all. They sculpted the handle. The nails are not painted. Going on to the back. There's some shading on his back. Some texture going on. So, got some sculpted lace. We also do see the seam of the two plastic pieces connecting on the side there. You see it on top as well. It's nothing too crazy though. There is the holster for the hammer on the side there. And that is it for your close-up shot of this very beautiful being. I'm sure you guys enjoyed seeing this thing up close. Alright, now let's continue on with the figure and check out the articulation. Mainly the articulation is going to be in the arms, as you can see, and they did pack it with as much as possible. He's got everything that you would want in arm articulation, so that's cool. As you see right now, I do have the arms as far down as they could go. So yes, he can drop them down. So straight down looks good. You don't always have it spread apart like he was in the beginning of the video. So that's nice to see. The legs are nicely articulated too for some stubby little short legs. You'll see that. They're not double jointed, but they're still pretty decent nonetheless for the size and length of them. You're obviously not going to get any torso articulation. You're not going to get any head movement. Come on now, let's be realistic now. Now, something that did catch my curiosity is that maybe it is possible for them to make alternate faces for this figure, because you simply just take the face plate off and that's it, as you see. So they could easily make another face, another expression, a closed mouth, something different for this figure. They could have done it here as well. They could have included an extra head. That would have been pretty cool little bonus. But for the future, any future release, deluxe release or something that will come with a little bit of extra piece, not a bad idea to include an alternate Sugar Man face. Why not, right? All right, so the arms, you can extract them out, in and out. Right here, they're all on that hinge. You can move them forward. So, well, that one popped off. Let me take the hammer off because that's kind of hitting the ground. So you can move them forward all the way up. Of course, the ones in the back are going to get hindered by the one in the front, but you can just move it over that arm and still extend it high up if you want. That goes all the way back too. Just gotta get it over that shoulder, the bottom shoulder, so it's not in the way. They all do get bicep swivels, as you can clearly see. We have double jointed elbows on each arm. We have a swivel at each wrist with a hinge at each wrist as well. And that's going to do it for the arms. There's no shoulder sockets or anything like that, any butterfly joints. That'd be crazy. But yeah, that's what you get for the arms here. So everything else goes down to the lower torso, and that includes a hidden little waist swivel that it's hard to see because of the belt. We do get a waist swivel, so that's cool. We get the legs that can kick forward about this far. Nothing crazy, but it's there anyways. Down, in and out, nothing crazy once again. That's about as far as it goes. We have thigh swivels. We have single jointed knees here, and I knew that was going to happen. Very stiff, so the leg popped off, but let me just bend it here and show you the bend. There's the bend, and let me pop it back on. Alright, so there's the bend on the knee. Nothing crazy again. It's not a double jointed knee. It's a single joint. It's very fat and stubby. Yeah. So no dynamic posing, but you still can pose it differently. You're not just gonna have it standing straight up all the time. I'm sure you can play with this and have him look like he's moving, walking, or running or something, you know. So there's that, and then the ankles are gonna have that ankle rocker, and we have that ankle hinge that goes forward and back on the foot. Of course, we're going to take a look at the entire wave, the wave that it takes to build this Sugar Man. So we have X-Man here first, and then we have Jean Grey on the left there. So there you see his height, pretty much a 6-inch figure. Look at that, it's slightly a little taller, maybe 7-inch. Not the tallest thing, but when you get it in hand, you're going to see that it's more in width, obviously. It's more in bulkiness. You'll feel it. It's a big figure, it's just not a tall figure. Alright, next up we have Weapon X and Dark Beast. Following those two, we have Sunfire and Wild Child. And lastly, in this wave, we have Morph. So that completes the wave. That's what you need to do to get this Sugar Man built together. And I'm just going to throw in some other random X-Men. We have the Jim Lee Cyclops here, our Jim Lee Beast, and our Weapon X. And there he is next to Jean Grey and Rogue. We have him next to Professor X on hover chair and our Red Hulk. We have him next to an SH Figuarts Dragon Ball King Piccolo and the NECA TMNT Shredder. And then we have a NECA TMNT Michelangelo and a Mezco 112 Collective Gomez. That's going to conclude my review of the Marvel Legends Sugar Man from the X-Men Age of Apocalypse wave. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review, this good look at this figure, early look. Hopefully this helped you guys out in making a decision in whether or not you want this or not. If you want to go forward with this wave, definitely a nice looking build a figure. It's a nice piece to have on your shelf, in my opinion. I don't care too much for this character, and I still want to have this figure on my shelf. So that's how I feel about it. Go ahead and take a look at my reviews of the rest of the wave, the figures that it takes to build this guy. I did review them all. They're all up now. Hopefully you guys take a look at that and enjoy as well. And till next time, like, comment, subscribe, and as always, have a great day. Bye.